command task is important, or the PGT is important, or the SGT is important. Some says like the GTO grills in command task. So the more he grills, it means you have performed better in this.
A candidate who is coming to LWS, he should be well prepared and he is testing himself.
Firstly, why a chaos is created is because everyone is anxious to perform, and therefore everyone starts going into the task and they try to jump into the task.
बहुत ज़्यादा ये डिपेंड करता है कि आप प्रैक्टिस कैसा कर रहे हो अपना एंड आपका इंटरेस्ट क्या है.
Jai Hind everyone. So today we have a podcast especially for the GTO section. Because as we know that unlike interview and the psychological test, GTO tests are designed in such a way that it shows the candidate in action. Its way to interact with the group, cooperate with the group, and how he make decision under the pressure. So for this we have a panel of 3 expert GTOs served from the various boards. So Commander Vikas Yadav sir, Colonel Mukherjee sir, and Colonel Ashwini Thakur sir. So welcome sir. So today we'll be solving each and every doubt for the SSB candidates for the GTO section. So I'll start with the Mukherjee sir. So sir, like GTO spend most of the time with the candidates. So what do you look specially in the candidate to recommend them? Like apart from the 15 OLQs, what else should they show to GTO?
See, the essence of the technique is that basically we are going to be selecting a team leader. Now the word is group over here, and finally this person, whosoever is being selected, is going to come into the group that is the armed forces. These are the 3 most organized disciplined groups of our country. They are large groups and which is composed of teams at all levels, and therefore the person coming into the system has to have the word group or be group minded in all aspects. And therefore throughout the task, the entire way the GTO tasks are laid out, it is all essentially seeing and weighing the person in context of a group. All right, and this forms a part of psychology, that is observation technique, where you observe your sample person whose qualities you are viewing or whose personality you are viewing is against the backdrop of a group. So that is why, and this is the main thing, what we as GTOs are looking in, that how this individual is going to perform when he is placed in a group and that group is given a common task. So what's the contribution going to be and how's the behavior going to come out, and that's how the OLQs are weighed.
So basically assess a candidate performing with the group,
Yes.
how he cooperate with the group.
Because ultimately the person has to face a group and be part of a group and grow with the group, which is the armed forces.
Yes. So next question I would like to ask from Vikas sir. Sir, in GTO we have 9 tasks. So there is a myth in the candidates like command task is important, or the PGT is important, or the SGT is important. Some says like the GTO grills in command task. So the more he grills, it means you have performed better in this. So Phil, what do you think? Which task is important in the GTO?
Okay, actually GTO starts and I think one of the longest tests, it takes 2 days to complete the task. There are different kind of tasks here. There are tasks which are completely group oriented, there are where individualistic oriented as well. So when we talk about importance, actually every task is importance, and importance is complete selection isn't based on one task. लेकिन फिर भी दिमाग में क्या होता है, जब आपने स्टार्ट किया, जैसे पहले एक बच्चा बैठा हुआ है वहाँ पे ग्रुप डिस्कशन चल रहा है, उसका ग्रुप प्लानिंग साइज है, एक इंप्रेशन एक जो बनता जा रहा है GTO के दिमाग में. तो ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि से फॉर एग्जांपल समबडी सेइंग कमांड टास्क इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अब आपका इंप्रेशन जो है वो स्टार्टिंग में इतना अगर ख़राब हो गया है तो वहाँ तक तो फिर वो बचता ही नहीं है बच्चा कि आप उसको उस लेवल पर लेके जाओ. सो द एवरी टास्क इज़ इंपॉर्टेंट एंड इज़ अ कंसिस्टेंसी ऑफ योर परफॉर्मेंस कि आपको पूरे के पूरे 9 में अच्छा करना है. बट यू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द वेरी फर्स्ट टास्क. से फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपने GD में अच्छा नहीं किया, लाइक बेसिक सीरीज में देयर आर 4 टास्क, GD, GP एंड PGT एंड GR. GR जनरली एवरीवन इज एबल टू डू इट क्योंकि फिजिकल फिटनेस का है, भागते दौड़ते बच्चा कर ही लेता है. कम बैक टू GD, GP एंड PGT. तो ग्रुप डिस्कशन एक ऐसा है कि जो सिर्फ GTO पे ही नहीं, बाकी आपके जो पीयर्स आए उन पे भी एक इंप्रेशन क्रिएट कर रहा है आपका. पहली बार बच्चे को आप उसका व्यू पॉइंट जान रहे हो, तो हर टास्क के बाद एक इमेज बन रहा है. और जब बेसिक सीरीज कंप्लीट हो रहा है तो GTO भी अपने दिमाग में एक सांचा तैयार कर रहा है कि ये 10 बच्चों का ग्रुप है, इसमें 3 बच्चे बहुत अच्छे हैं या 4 बच्चे हैं या 5 अच्छे हैं, इनको लेट मी ग्रिल फर्दर मूव. अब जिस बच्चे ने बेसिक सीरीज में अच्छा नहीं किया 2-3 में, वो कमांड टास्क में इतना ग्रिल नहीं करेगा. कमिंग बैक टू द सेकंड पार्ट की वेदर grilling in command task shows something that candidate is more capable or not है, ज़्यादा चांस है कि नहीं है. देखो जब बच्चे का एक लेवल आपको पता लग गया, you want to take it to different level altogether. अब कई बार बच्चा कुछ भी नहीं कर पा रहा है, उसको भी लगता है कि GTO telling him and try to do something कि मुझे ग्रिल कर दिया. बट ओवरऑल आपको एक आइडिया लग जाता है कि मेरे को हाई लेवल का टास्क दिया है, डिफिकल्टी लेवल बढ़ा रहा है. मतलब ग्रिलिंग से ज़्यादा यहाँ पे डिफिकल्टी लेवल है. इफ यू रेजिंग द डिफिकल्टी लेवल सो ऑब्वियस है कि बच्चे से ज़्यादा एक्सपेक्ट है, उसको लग रहा है कि लेट मी चेक इट अ डिफरेंट लेवल. सो नाउ इज नॉट जजिंग ए कैंडिडेट एट अ पासिंग लेवल, बट कि किस लेवल पे उसको सेट करना है. सो यस कहीं ना कहीं फ़र्क पड़ता है, लेकिन विदाउट बेसिक सीरीज, विदाउट डूइंग पहले उन 4 टास्क में, उसके बाद आपको HGT में फिर से मौका मिला, आपने इन सब में अच्छा नहीं किया तो कमांड टास्क तक तो फिर ग्रिल और ना ग्रिल होने का कोई मतलब नहीं बनता है. तो यस द फ्यू टास्क विच मैटर्स, बट कंसिस्टेंसी इज मच मोर रिक्वायर्ड हेयर. एंड ओवरऑल आपको पूरा जोश टाइप रहना है, स्टार्टिंग से एंड तक. बच्चे को नहीं सोचना चाहिए कि मुझे इसमें अच्छा करना है या उसमें अच्छा करना है. उसको 2 दिन बिल्कुल ऐसे रहना है कि एकदम जोश बॉक्स की तरह.
Consistency is the main key.
Yes.
We have to be consistent in
Yes.
every task, whether it's indoor or outdoor.
Yes.
So, sir, I would like to ask from you. You have assessed so many candidates, and you are assessing now also. I remember you took my mock test also. So, what common mistakes do candidates do while indoor and outdoor tasks?
Okay. First of all, candidates come with preconceived ideas. Some of them come with preconceived ideas, and some candidates don't come at all prepared. I am talking about when we are doing it here in LWS. See, a candidate who is coming to LWS, he should be well prepared and he is testing himself here. Candidates come with the mindset that we are going in 15 days, we will be made perfect. We will make them perfect. But if they have gone through the books, or how SSB has to gone through newspapers, magazines, made up some, prepared themselves on current affairs, general awareness, it is always better, easy for us to guide them and easy for them to apprehend and go totally confident. And I can assure you, if you come well prepared, take 15 days training here, and when you go for SSB, 99% you will get through.
Yes.
Preparation is the main thing. Rest, again, in SSB, as Vikas has brought it out, कि GD is very simple. It's the first task where each one of the group members try to know each other.
Yes.
So how you behave in a very atmosphere where everybody is different, and then you bring up your thing. Well, people look at you, yes, he's a person who has got some knowledge, he can speak well, he can control the group while doing the discussions. So that is it. You have step by step. First is group discussion, then is group planning exercises. Again, little bit of individual solutions. Individually you see there is a sketch, and then we describe the sketch, and then we read out a story. So this is an individual one, and then they are writing their own solution. Again, individuality. And the moment they come, after they have written their solutions, we take it. They deposit, we take it from them, and then they are sitting in a group. Each one has got his own solution. Everybody is thinking his best solution.
Yes, sir.
But now they have to come to a common group story. That is where adjustments is needed. Somewhere you try to convince the other, and somewhere you get convinced. That is known as flexibility. So these are the things, right from getting together for a group discussion on a topic, getting them to compromise on a group solution, adjust with each other, and then come. And suddenly after that, you are there in a progressive group task. You are on ground with each other, helping each other. All the tasks is with all the group of 10. Again, now you are working on a group, and you have gone through it, helping each other, finding a solution, seeing the things, adjusting yourself, asking for the solution. If you have gone ahead, you are stuck somewhere, somebody is helping you from outside. So it's a teamwork which is going through. So this is how you adjust yourself and how you are behaving in a group. And suddenly with this, you come to half group task, where a group is again divided into 2 subgroups, and then you are tested in a subgroup much closer level. and then you become to individual tasks, right? And again the last task is again the task with 10%. So this is how a pressure is being built, individuality has been brought, and a candidate is given a chance to be adequate in all the tasks, perform adequately in all the tasks. So we are giving them 9 chances. As Vikas brought it out, you have to do good in all. That's all. Adequately you should be participating and contributing to the group. This is it.
So I would like to ask Colonel Mukherjee, sir, like in the group, especially in the repeaters group, there is a chaos while doing the indoor and the outdoor tasks, and some candidates try to dominate. So how do you choose the specific candidate that he is the leader or he is the right one to choose?
Well, when it is not really in a repeater group, I would say, it can happen in any kind of group. This kind of a thing which you are saying, there is a chaos and some people are trying to dominate, such kind of candidates can be there anywhere. Firstly, why a chaos is created is because everyone is anxious to perform and therefore everyone starts going into the task and they try to jump into the task rather than realizing that it is their ideas which are important and not their just mere so-called an open show of participation or a superficial show of participation, right? So that is one thing. Now, what candidates, there are two type of people here also. There is someone who feels that the other is dominating. Now this dominance, how it takes place in a group is why there may be a candidate who is having a free run. Free run means there are others whose power of expression is not really good or somebody's awareness is on the lower side and there's somebody who's prepared or over prepared. And now we go into the over prepared means somebody who's a repeater and either you are 1 or 2 repeaters in a group of freshers or it's an entire group of repeaters, but still there are those repeaters who have maybe prepared in a not so in a superficial manner without really getting the ideas and just for the heck of preparation they have gone into it. So there are these people who start dominating. Now when this kind of a thing takes place, for example, a group discussion is one in which you are supposed to have exchange of views and ideas. The word is discussion. Now that entire thing is getting broken here because of 1 or 2 candidates who are not permitting the discussion to take place. So what happens, there is a stop of flow of data towards the GTO and GTO's aim is to put everyone into the task and get them active and get them involved, and now he is not able to do his assessment. So now you can see that one who feels that he is performing and he is spoken well and he is the one who spoke, he is actually undoing himself. He is undoing himself. He is becoming an obstruction not only for the group, he is becoming an obstruction for the GTO also.
Yes.
So you can see how the GTO will be viewing such people who are the ones who tend to overperform and dominate, and this is what happens in a repeater batch. Maybe the same candidate went for the SSB and realized that, oh, I didn't speak in GD. But this time you just launch yourself and go crazy over the group. But what you are forgetting is you are not being effective in the task. And what we are looking for is your group effectiveness. That is your contribution to the task in terms of your ideas, your connection with others, your binding with others, your ability to behave in such a manner that everyone feels comfortable with you. So this is what happens in a repeater batch, and I would say can happen in any batch, that there are those candidates who actually become obstructions for both kind of issues. One is the candidate, another for the GTO also.
The ultimate objective should be to take the group further.
Is to ensure that you are giving everyone a chance and have an exchange of views. That because what happens is there are many candidates who either go through the SSB or going for the first time, and they don't get into the depth of the issue. They just realize that मुझे वहाँ जाके बोलना है. It is not that you have to speak. You have to speak just the way you talk with your friends, and that means it's a friendly, comfortable, cooperative, flexible, expressive, and sharing of knowledge and whole sort of exchange of ideas. whole sort of things is what are supposed to take place. And if that is not taking place, you may think that you have performed, but you actually, your performance has been your undoing. You rather drop in the, ranking and rating over there.
So I would like to ask Commander Vikas sir. Sir, as you have also assessed many candidates, so what are the different requirements for different entries, like for the graduate entries, for NDA entries, or the service entries?
See, SSB remains same for everyone. In fact, GTO remains the same. But yes, there is an age difference, there is a trainability differences. So when a candidate comes from the class 12th, basically NDA entry, TS or Navy Tech, the kind of a topic which are given to those candidates are slightly, with respect to their age group. Say for example, NDA entry के लिए जो normal social topics हैं, national international, वह थोड़ा सा basic level है. And same goes to graduate. वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा topic में भी slightly different. अगर entry specific है, कोई technical entry है, so maybe आप tech entry specific कुछ वो दे सकते हो topic. Rest entire SSB remains same for all the entries. However, expectations और यस दे आर स्लाइटली डिफरेंट. रीज़न बीइंग क्योंकि एक बच्चा 12th के बाद आ रहा है, थोड़ा इमेच्योर हो सकता है, उसने लाइफ को जिस तरीके से देखा है आप उससे वही एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हो. एक बच्चा जो ग्रेजुएट एंट्री के बाद आ रहा है, जिसको एक कॉलेज का एक्सपोजर है, जिसका एज ग्रुप अपने आप में 21 से 25 साल तक है, तो उससे थोड़ा सा मेच्योरिटी ज़्यादा एक्सपेक्टेड है. द वे दे बिहेव इन द ग्रुप इज स्लाइटली डिफरेंट. एंड थोड़ा सा होता भी है, मतलब जनरली व्हेन आई थिंक सर विल एग्री, व्हेन वी कैरी आउट दिस एनडीए एंट्री एंड द ग्रेजुएट आर स्लाइटली more try to be a bit superficial, not in terms of they want to fake it about something, but they're slightly more polished. And जो ND वाला थोड़ा raw बच्चा ज़्यादा है. When we talk about service entry, तो आप expect करते हो कि उसमें say for example any task which is related to the physical fitness related जो भी आता है बहुत अच्छा out perform करते हैं, be it individual obstacle, be it group obstacle, race and all, but requirement remains the same. At the end of the day, you are assessing a personality, and moreover these differences remain very peculiar in terms of psychology and interview, because वहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा, यहाँ पे इतना ज़्यादा नहीं डिफरेंस है. रीज़न बीइंग क्योंकि एक तो जो बच्चा है वो सारे एक जैसे होंगे. अगर सर्विस एंट्री है तो सारे सर्विस एंट्री हैं, ग्रेजुएट है तो सारे ग्रेजुएट हैं, या अगर वो 12th वाले हैं, एनडीए वाले हैं, तो सारे उसी सेम एज ग्रुप के हैं. तो बहुत ज़्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं आता है, और पर्सनैलिटी के बहुत सारे पहलू उसी तरह से बाहर निकल के आते हैं. टेस्ट वाइज जहाँ पे हम आउटडोर की बात करते हैं उसमें कोई अंतर नहीं है. द ओनली डिफरेंस कम आई थिंक सर्विस एंट्री के लिए यस वी यूज डिफरेंट ग्रुप प्लान एक्सरसाइज के जो मॉडल है वो थोड़े अलग हैं, वुमेन एंट्री के लिए अलग हैं, लेक्चरेट कार्ड थोड़े से अलग हो जाते हैं. ग्रुप डिस्कशन टॉपिक तो मतलब एज यू डिस्कस वो थोड़ा सा एज रिलेटेड है, तो ये थोड़ा सा अलग हो जाता है. पर्सनैलिटी का वही पहलू बाहर आएगा. एक्सपेक्टेशंस यस मेच्योरिटी लेवल इज स्लाइटली एक्सपेक्टेड एज पर योर एज. वन कैन नॉट लाइक एक सर्विस एंट्री और एनडीए वाला बच्चा जो है वो सेम बिहेव नहीं कर सकता. एंड सेम गोज टू द ग्रेजुएट कैंडिडेट एंड 10+2. तो वहाँ पे आप थोड़ा सा लीनियंट वैसे भी आते हो कि ठीक है यार इसके पास ट्रेनेबिलिटी एक फैक्टर है, यहाँ पे 4 साल हैं, सो अभी थोड़ा सा जैसे माइल्डनेस है. से फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक बच्चा थोड़ा शाय है एंड यू ट्राई टू गिवन एवरी पॉसिबल अपॉर्चुनिटी. एज सर वाज डिस्कसिंग कि भाई वो फिश मार्केट है, जीटीओ को नहीं मिल रहा वो इनपुट, देन he interfere in between, he tried to bring out something, okay don't make it a fish market, speak one by one, और कुछ ऐसा करके कि उसको पर्टिकुलर इनपुट आए. तो ऐसा करके जीटीओ भी थोड़ा सा उसको रेगुलेट करने का कोशिश करता है. बट एट द सेम टाइम ही इज एक्सपेक्टिंग कि यार ये बच्चा इस एज ग्रुप में अगर अभी चेंज नहीं हुआ, लाइक जैसे 12th वाला है, माइल्ड है ठीक है, थोड़ा एक्सपोजर मिलेगा, थोड़ा हो जाएगा. लेकिन एक बच्चा जो कॉलेज में पूरा इतना साल निकाल के आ गया है, एंड लुक एट हिज age criteria right now, the entry is coming from, say for example JAG entry, and just for example hypothetically I'm taking it's for the lawyers. अब तुम lawyer के JAG के लिए आए हो, your profession has to be a lawyer. अगर आप अब mild हो तो वो तो expected है कि इसको भी मैं क्या opportunity दूँ, he or she has the enough opportunity in the life, इसका profession वो रहा है. अब इसमें भी नहीं बोला है तो अपने profession जो उसका main है, मतलब core job is to project something or fight for your own case. अगर वही बच्चा नहीं बोल रहा है तो अब भी क्या एक्सपेक्टेड है. सो दीज आर द माइनर डिफरेंसेस विच विल ऑलवेज बी देयर, एंड इट इज सिमिलर टू लाइक जैसे घर पे ट्रीटमेंट होता है. आई डोंट नो वेदर यू हैव योर यंगर ब्रदर सिस्टर, यंगर ब्रदर, सो द काइंड ऑफ एक्सपेक्टेशंस एक होता है, छोटे वाला थोड़ा गलती भी करता है कि ठीक है छोटा है, लेकिन बड़े को थोड़ा सा काइंड ऑफ पेरेंट्स आल्सो एक्सपेक्ट अ बिट मोर कि यार तुम बड़ी हो तो तुमसे उम्मीद है, झगड़ा किया तो तुम्हारी डांट पड़ना थोड़ा सा ऑब्वियस हो जाता है कि जो बड़े वाला होता है और छोटे वाले को थोड़ा बहुत लीवे मिल जाता है. एंड इट कीप ऑन चेंजिंग विद द एज ग्रुप्स. So वो ये even you may be treating कोई छोटा बच्चा मिलेगा अलग treat करोगे बड़ा अलग है. I think these are the minor differences, right?
Qualities
Yeah,
एक ही रहेंगी,
yeah.
qualities वही रहेंगी.
Exactly, and this is something I would like to, you brought out so beautifully. Actually, with the NDA, especially NDA 10+2 TES slot, they are adolescents basically, and they are, you would say, mid or slightly early adolescents. So they tend to have severe likes and dislikes. So you can have a candidate who will even show inconsistency also. Like you were saying, maybe mild in a particular task, and they become suddenly very active in the next one. So that little bit of kind of smoothing we do in our assessment to see, and we realize that okay, maybe that person has got a particular way of doing things. But the same thing is not expected from a JAG entry or a graduate entry, whom we know that now you've reached a level of maturity, your self-identity has formed, you know who you are, your way, talk, whatever your style has come in. Now that consistency has to come out in all the tasks.
But the core quality remains the same.
It can't be that wavering that you
so social adaptability हर जगह दिखाना है, sense of
suddenly you like
responsibility.
something and suddenly in the next task you are saying that I don't like this. So that severe likes and dislikes or severe suddenly you become very active and suddenly drop down, that we will not see and we don't expect to see also.
And for GTO it is change of environment.
Yes.
When we are dealing with NDA candidates, a little bit of different kind of environment, and when with law graduates or graduates, environment is different, and with ACC environment is a little bit of military.
हाँ जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल ACC पता है उस बच्चे ने सर्विस का एक्सपोजर लिया है 4-5 साल काम भी किया है 5-6 साल अगर वो सर्विस में रह चुका है तो उस हिसाब से थोड़ा सा वो रहेगा मतलब द काइंड ऑफ एंथुसियाज्म ही ट्राई टू शो उसके लिए पूरा एक वो अलग चेंज है पूरा का पूरा तो सर्विस में मुझे पता है ट्रेनेबिलिटी मार्क्स दोनों का ट्रेनिंग 4 साल का है बट ACC का ट्रेनेबिलिटी कैन नॉट बी एज इक्वल एज NDA क्योंकि वो एकदम बिल्कुल जनरल सिविल बैकग्राउंड से उठ के आया NDA वाला
प्लस NDA वाली एज भी 18-19 मैक्सिमम
Yes.
होती है एंड विद द एज
Yeah.
मैच्योरिटी
यस
So somewhere the childishness may come in the ideas. Like for example now we talk about service candidates. Service candidate would be more in awe of the officer who is there because they know the value of that rank.
yes
Whereas for the other one is a GTO. But here they know that these are people who have served. And many times they may be actually coming from your own regiment or somewhere, must be linked. So they are in awe and there is a little bit of feeling that if I do something, the information may go off to my unit, So they are slightly controlled in their behavior also. And they are afraid of making mistakes. And they are slightly more, because they are coming in from an environment which is very controlled, so they tend to also behave in that they know that I must behave only this way. This is what is acceptable. The other way around it is not acceptable. A typical thing I'll talk about that mostly you service candidates you find before the group discussion starts off, they're all in Savdhan bad position. These arms are all stretched out and they're sitting. Now we know that this is not a natural thing because that man's mind is away from what I'm going to give and is gone straight into improving his posture or making himself. Same thing happens with your NCC entry also. They think that if I do the drill properly in front of the GTO, if I do my Savdhan and to keep doing yes sir and all that, you will get selected. No, sorry, this is all superficial. We are looking for, we will train you. Rest, it will come when you join the armed forces. We'll do your training. We'll teach you how to stand, walk, talk, everything as per the culture and traditions of a unit and the armed forces overall. But what we need from you is whether you can see a situation, make your plans, give your ideas, participate, face a group, confidently give out your ideas, work with others, cooperate, have flexibility and such like things.
there's also a myth like only physical strength is important in GTO.
In physical strength, I think only there are 2 tasks. There is GR and individual obstacle. और वहाँ भी physical strength से ज़्यादा कहीं ना कहीं planning is more important. कि how do you complete this task in 3 minutes? In fact, the number of candidates was very fit and maybe able to do more than 10 tasks
12
within 3 minutes, 12-15 तक करते हैं. कोई बच्चा है जो 7 or 8 भी करते हैं, and sometimes the 7-8 get guys recommended and
Other one does not.
13-14 may not be able to make it up.
That's why I was telling you the difference between a gorilla and a human being. You get the gorilla and the human being both for the individual obstacles. Now you're saying physicals are more important. I'm sure the gorilla not only can do the obstacles, he can twist the obstacles also the way he would like to do.
Yes.
But can the gorilla reason? So we are looking for the reasoning. We are looking for the plan. What is the sequence the person followed? What was the plan made? Did the person apply some logic somewhere and see which task I'm going to do first, which I will do later, where will I finish, and which one am I going to repeat, and how the person did. So that's where the thing comes between, say, something like, you remember Archie comics. So you have a Jughead and you have what do you call Reggie, or those characters, and who can apply their mind, and the other one just goes and bangs his head against a wall. So big moves, Yeah, not Jughead, you had big moves. So we are not looking for the bull value. The bull value and all the strength will be trained and the muscles will be all built up for you to become a fighting machine on your own. But we require the brains with the fighting machine. That is
Very simple. GTOs are based on tasks, a specific task. All tasks are very specific. Specific instructions, very specific instructions, and very specific task with specific time limit.
Yes, sir.
You have to apply yourself to bring out the result.
So some candidates are shy and introvert also. So they have the idea but they do not know how to express or interpret their idea in the group. So what should they do?
They have to participate. There is no,
it is all about displayed qualities, GTO is all about displayed qualities. Now, if you are an introvert, that means your ideas are not coming out.
Some quality sir, बच्चा अगर ये सोचता है ना कि मैं SSB में ही जाके लेके करूँगा, अगर एक सेल्फ इंट्रोस्पेक्शन वाली चीज़ है, अगर मुझे आज पता है कि आई फाइंड इट डिफिकल्ट टू स्पीक इन फ्रंट ऑफ पीपल, तो आज से काम करो. इनफैक्ट introvert and extrovert is not the criteria to judge a candidate. Sometimes you'll find most of the time introvert are more intelligent. But problem है कि आप इतने नहीं हो सकते इनहिबिट कि आप जैसी आपके सामने लोग बैठे हैं आप बोल ही नहीं रहे हैं, या ग्रुप डिस्कशन में यू आर थिंकिंग कि यार मुझे अपॉर्चुनिटी अलग से मिलेगा या तब मैं टाइम दूंगा, वो नहीं होना चाहिए. थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस का जरूरत तो होता ही है. एंड दैट्स हाउ इट शो इंटरेस्ट आल्सो.
99 percentile person or a JE topper and you come for the SSB and in the group discussion you say, what is this topic? I mean, it's not come up to my level. Like introvert, we say that maybe academically very
we have
high.
candidate who has come from IIT Delhi, IIT Mumbai, and they were not able to make it up but there are candidate who also not only make it up but got a high grade into the SSB marks as well. तो बहुत ज़्यादा ये depend करता है कि आप प्रैक्टिस कैसा कर रहे हो अपना एंड आपका इंटरेस्ट क्या है, क्योंकि देखो जॉब तो ये पीपल सेंट्रिक जॉब है. आप यूनिट में ये नहीं बोल सकते कि आई एम एन ऑफिसर, आई एम वेरी इंटेलिजेंट, आई विल नॉट इंटरेक्ट विद दीज गाइज, आई विल नॉट शेयर माय आइडियाज टू माय मैन. तो फिर उस इंटेलिजेंस का क्या करना है? यू मे बी साइंटिस्ट अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है.
You are being seen in terms of your group effectiveness in each and every task, especially the group ones.
But sir, ये बहुत इतना trainable है. I was giving the example. There is a candidate here. His name is Deepak. And now as he's taken his name, he just came here and काफ़ी बच्चों के साथ एक्चुअली दीपक की नहीं बहुत लोगों की स्टोरी है. देयर वाज इन कैंडिडेट इन ACC अखिलेश था, जिन बच्चों को लगता है कि हम नहीं बोल सकते. दिस कैंडिडेट एवरी डे आई मीन 3-4 दिन तक यूज्ड टू गो टू हिज कोऑर्डिनेटर कि मेरे से नहीं होगा मैडम, ये तो बहुत मुश्किल है, सबके सामने बोलना है, मैं कभी नहीं बोला एंड ऑल. एंड एवरी डे हिज कोऑर्डिनेटर यूज्ड टू टेल हिम कि कोई बात नहीं, कर लेगा, तू अच्छा कर रहा है, सब करके द वे दे पीपल कीप मोटिवेटिंग. वो 4th डे इतनी फेडअप हो गई एंड देन शी ब्रॉट दिस कैंडिडेट है कि सर ये बच्चा है ना तो ये बोल रहा है और रोज़ बताती हूँ कर लेगा, रोज़ का काम है, रोज़ रोने लगना है. सो आई थिंक कई बार ना बच्चे के दिमाग में बैठ जा रहा है, या ऐसा स्पेशली रूरल बैकग्राउंड है, ऐसे बच्चे जिनको इतना एक्सपोजर नहीं मिला. सेम कैंडिडेट एंड वी डिस्कस फॉर ऑलमोस्ट एट लेंथ, इसी रूम में बैठे थे हम यहाँ पे, एंड वी ऑलमोस्ट डिस्कस विद हिम फॉर अबाउट एन आवर कि प्रॉब्लम क्या है, क्यों ऐसा लग रहा है. एंड देन ही सेड ठीक है लेट मी ट्राई. ऐसे कि इसे ट्राई कर, एक बार पहला स्टेप तो ले. he continued, sir, and the same boy, he gave me a call, say I got recommended, and I felt so amazed, because this is not the story only for Deepak or Akhilesh. Akhilesh SCC entry का था, बोलता कि साहब मेरे से तो एक शब्द नहीं बोलता है, मैं कभी बोला नहीं यूनिट में, इतना आदत नहीं है, ऐसे किसी भी ऑफिसर को देखूंगा तो थोड़ा घबराहट होता है. So किसी के भी साथ हो सकता है कि when you feel कि you are not comfortable enough, you are not able to express your ideas, और
आपका फैमिली बैकग्राउंड पे इस पे डिपेंड करता है. जहाँ एक गर्ल थी जो जिसने गॉट सिलेक्टेड इन एनडीए, जो वो उसने डांस कर रही थी काफी अच्छा. शी वाज टोटली ब्रोकन व्हेन शी केम. शी वाज टोटली ब्रोकन कि सर मेरे घर में एटमॉस्फेयर अच्छा नहीं है, डाइवोर्स है, मैं क्या करूं, मैं कुछ नहीं, वो कुछ बोल ही नहीं रही थी. जीटीओ में कोई काम ही नहीं, कुछ नहीं किया उसने. फिर बैठ के शायद आपने भी उसको दिया.
सर वो माइंडसेट बच्चा ना ऐसे.
शी चेंज.
I too had such a candidate in the last to last batch, and after the first, when I was teaching about in the GTO classes, and we had the practice of GD, and I found this one very quiet. Yet I could make out that she is a bright candidate and all those things. And rightfully so, as I had guessed through, a GTO has a little bit of sixth sense. So I found rightfully, and she came to me after the task, after the little practice session. He said, sir, I have everything. I have been studying for civil services, and I want to speak, but I am not able to speak. And she was kind of stressed. So first thing I said, you please do not think about what you have to say and all these kind of things. You just relax and smile first of all. Just learn to smile and just let loose all the bindings or whatever past you are
has to
carrying.
take first steps.
Exactly.
पहले कुछ तो step लो, and then automatically keep on
Yes,
coming.
and I told her that you have possibly been quietly studying and you have never heard yourself speak. So just from today onwards, you start practicing. Just pick up any topic and try to speak on it separately from others in some room or in one of our classrooms when it is empty. And this is what happened when the mock, our practice session took place, simulation of the entire SSB procedure. She was there not only in the group discussion, she was one of the leading persons taking part and giving ideas in the progressive group task. And I had to point it out and I showed it to other
The best thing we provide here is what environment.
Yes.
Everybody has same aim, same education qualifications, and same way everyone encouraging each other. यहाँ पे गांव के आते हैं जो इंग्लिश बोल नहीं पाते, 15 दिन बाद वो जो अच्छी बोलते हैं इंग्लिश, उनसे अच्छा बात करके जाते हैं.
So reason is आपको एक पहले step लेना है. And environment is very very important. Like you have to find out some environment. So any candidate I think feel कि अगर मैं नहीं बोल पा रहा हूँ तो पहला step लेना है. Make some kind of a similar friend जिनका same aim है, तो घर में माहौल बनाया, दोस्त ऐसे बनाए, and then start practicing. And believe me, within 21 days they start seeing the changes.
And that's why I say, the first task is group discussion. And look, everyone gets psyched up about it because they say, this is a UPSC level exam and this and that, and this is testing going on, there is an army procedure. Now I show them the briefing given by the GTO and what we are saying, it's a friendly, informal talk. And many are not prepared to accept it because there are so many inputs coming from the environment and people are, like feeding things which are not required to be known. Only thing the candidate has to do is to just feel as though you're sitting with your friends and as though the same way you discuss matters with your friends in your hostel, just try to bring that in. After all, remember in every batch, every candidate is the same. You may have been a 90 percentile or a 75% or a 65%, but you are through with the eligibility. So now there's nobody sending you back. Now you have reached this group and it is this group which matters now. And in that group, everyone has had the same food, everyone has come in from the same candidate lines in the SSB and all those kind of things. So why think differently that somebody is better than you? And the next thing I tell them is that you, just like others have a right to speak, you have a right to speak. It is your birthright that you're going to speak. And why not speak with ideas, convey it to others, have a discussion, give others. So this is, this is how we try to mentor and guide most of
Actually,
the
more
candidates
than performing immediately into the SSB, it's a preparation how we've gone through. One who is aware about his shortcomings. I think someone has to take some step to do this. And पहले step लो अच्छा बेकार तो कुछ नहीं होता है. Just take first step and then it automatically reaches to the required level.
Then there is this this factor which candidates fail to, of course, and you can't blame them, because you're coming from an environment which is based on marks, percentages, and you learn syllabus and you just, but this is not an exam. There is nothing called right or wrong. It is always the answer of Ajay or Shyam, and whatever Ajay, Shyam, Sangeeta, Anita, whatever are the candidates, it is their own perception, their own answer. And that is how we get to know who's what kind of personality in the SSB. So they cannot be the correct answer to anything. So firstly, our dear candidates have to get out of this mindset that you have to give the correct answer in the SSB. I will have to speak the correct thing in the GD. I will have to put my items in the correct way in the progressive group task or command task or so. No, sir. It is always the way you handle the situation. That is how we will ever get to know what kind of a person you are. That is how your 15 qualities will come out. And remember what I said, right at the beginning. It is how you display your qualities. It's a displayed action. You therefore have to, first line drawn is participation, isn't it? You participate, you will show your. It's how we interact with groups. That is how our
basically all these qualities
Exactly.
will be only shown once you are participating and you are showing up. विदाउट चुपचाप बैठे हो देखो किसी को ऐसा तो है नहीं वहाँ पे अंतर्यामी है और मे बी इट्स नॉट ए जीटीओ इज अ मेंटलिस्ट की हु इज डूइंग की क्या क्या सोच रहा है एंड कीप कैलकुलेटिंग वो तो नहीं होगा.
So with
Your
this
behavior we are checking. That's it.
So with this session and your experience and expertise, we have got a very detailed idea of about what a candidate should do in the GTO. So GTO is not about proving himself the best, it's about proving that he can work with the team and he can take the team to the great heights. So thank you, sir, for your valuable time and insight, and I hope we have solved all of your doubts regarding the GTO section, and if you have still the doubts, you can put them in the comment section. We'll try to cover them in the next video. Thank you.